Well, there's a classical saying that says, beware Greeks bearing gifts. What about Scotsmen living in Canada? Find out if it's safe after the titles. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge from Train Outsider, the American Outsider, with the first of a few videos related to our trip to the Sparky meet and greet up in Canada this past weekend. And the first thing I'm going to do with is a short one. We had the pleasure of meeting Dave from Scots Rails, and we repaid that pleasure by me talking his ear off, probably annoying the hell out of him. I annoyed the heck out of me, but I was nervous, and I talk a lot when I'm nervous. Anyhow, Dave told me that he had something for me, and I wanted to do a live unboxing. Unfortunately, U.S. Customs kind of encouraged us to do a preview. But anyhow, so I've seen what's in here, and I'm very happy to be making this video. He said he had some things that probably suited what I do more than anything he has. So the first thing when I opened this box was he has a couple of these just gorgeous, man, is this, I don't know much other than they are French, and they might be between the wars, World War I, World War II. It might be early post-war, what we would call Era 3 in my world. So maybe somebody will look at them. These are Hornby. Actually, they're Meccano made for Hornby, or Hornby made for Meccano. But these are 3-rail. And now, even if they were 2-rail, they could run on my layout. I don't have any 3-rail locomotives, but I do have a 2-rail. What I may do is go ahead and change these wheel sets out and put in some 2-rail wheel sets, and I can run them on my floor layout, because I do have a 2-rail French locomotive that I've only run once. But I'm going to put these together with that locomotive just to give you some pictures of it. Unfortunately, I can't run these with that locomotive on my main layout. I could run these, but not that. But just really very cool, very awesome bits. And if you know, and this was just the first part of the gift. So I'm going to set these over here for a moment. And then, again, just to let you know, there was a third. There's a third one. So it's a perfect set to have a nice short little old French commuter train, made in France by Meccano, for H.O. Hornby, A.C.H.O. So yeah, this is really, these are gorgeous, Dave, so thanks for these. Because the nice thing about my system is I can run 2-rail rolling stock on my system without a problem. But these are 3-rail, and I can't run 3-rail on 2-rail because these wheel sets are not insulated. But I can try to replace these with some insulated ones, and then I can run them on the floor below with the loco that I'm going to put these on and show them with in a minute. So anyhow, I was thrilled with that, and I didn't know what else, but when we felt the weight of the box, we felt there was, like Joyce, like, what do you think's in there? She's like, there's definitely a loco in there. So I wondered if he had a loco that went with this, but he didn't. And we're not disappointed, because what he did have that was adding some of the weight was this, a Class 43 Virgin set. And there's also 2 cars that go with it, 2 coaches. So this is amazing. I love this. I always, well, who doesn't love a Virgin? No, sorry. But this is, I always thought these trains were gorgeous when I first started watching UK channels, and a lot of guys had these models, and these were just going out of service. I think Virgin got bought out, well, they either went under or got bought out, but a lot of their stock went over to, I think it's LNER, and repainted. But I think this is an older version livery. But this is just fantastic. I'm just blown over, and I didn't get you anything, Dave. But so many other people have. But I could have some things I could pass on, but you do North American, and I only have the one North American train, which I'm not giving up. Yeah, this is fantastic. I am really loving this. So thank you very much. I'll do some running shots of this down on the under table layout, which, you know, has no scenery, but to see this in action. And I want to put this one train together, even though it can't, quote, run right now. Now, I could throw those coaches behind one of my British steamers and they would look just fine. But I want to put together with the one French locomotive I have. So let's look at some pictures and then I'll come back. Okay, so here is this French. It is a 241, or what we would call a 482. That I picked up as part of Herb's collection. And these are the 3 coaches that Dave gave me. And what a perfect match color-wise. That is just a lovely, lovely set of coaches. It may be that they didn't ever go together, that this type of coach didn't go with that type of locomotive. I don't know. I don't know the story. I barely know some German train stuff, and any other country I'm sort of out of sorts. Now, they do have a different type of coupling, which I don't have, so I will have to look at getting some sort of replacement coupler just on the first car, just something that I could replace the first car with. I'm sure there's a Fleischmann or somebody else coupler I could buy and replace on the bottom, or somebody that watches this video could let me know. But I want to get to sort of like a Roco or Fleischmann universal coupler. But I'll show more in my live streams. I could run the cars, I can't run the locomotive, but this is just a wonderful. It's a new set. It's I don't want to say sad thing. It just makes me want to get a 241 now to run these cars. Meriklin released a gorgeous French 241 last year. My friend Tom at Tom's Meriklin Trains bought it, and it is gorgeous. I just didn't see a reason for it. And then I got this one, but unfortunately this one cannot be converted to 3-rail. It can run on my layout down below, but I would have to change the tires on that. But now I have a French train. It's like I got to figure a way to get these cars running on my layout. So yeah, they make a beautiful view, especially if you get the modern era DHL semi out of the way with those old style buildings behind. So that is just a gorgeous train. So Dave, yeah, these have found a happy home here. That really looks sharp together. I really like that. Okay, before I put this set down in the shadows of my floor layout, I put them up on the track here so you can see them in some good light. But here is this Virgin Class 43 Power Cabs HST. I think these ran in the 90s, early 2000s, maybe. I don't know if they went all the way back to the late 80s, but very sharp looking, very sharp looking. Now, Dave did say don't get too excited because he didn't know what shape they were in, but with that French train that I was just filming behind it and this HST, I don't care what shape it's in. If it doesn't run, we'll find a way to make it run. And if it does run, then even better, because this was all free. So here we are down in the shadowy netherworld that is my DC layout. I put on the track, and we get power to the lights, both ends, but it did 1/2 jiggity lap and then a little bit of smoke. So clearly the electrical current's flowing, but the motor, and the cool thing is, this is such a great thing. These are easy to pick up if I need to replace it, or I've never messed with a DC motor before, but the basics should be there. It gives me something to practice on and see if I can get the motor working again. I mean, Dave himself's only done how many videos where he rebuilds the motor, so looks like it's a relatively simple motor to take apart, put back together, so we'll take it apart and see. But like I said, we looked like we were getting the blue smoke of death at one point, so I don't want to push it any further. But it is a gorgeous loco, and it was free. The whole train was free, so the cars alone would have been an awesome gift. And so yeah, I'm got something I'm going to work on, because I want to see this running on my layout one way or the other. This is an awesome train. So all right, so there you have a gorgeous set of French cars and a really cool looking Virgin HST, Class 43 HST. I am not in the least disappointed that it doesn't work, because it does two things for me. Number one, it gives me a motivation to do more take apart work, to get back to taking things apart and fixing them. It's DC, so it's a relatively straightforward take it apart, clean it, see if it works, and if it doesn't, replace the parts that need replaced, even if it's all new motor, because even those motors are inexpensive. Or I can go on eBay and buy a Hornby Class 43 power cab, and I should be able to change out the shells. But I've got this really cool looking Virgin HST to add to my British fleet. So that's just awesome. I'm really grateful for the gift and the challenge to try to fix something. 20, 30 years ago, I was buying electric footballs and repairing them and rewiring them and getting them to work again, and then giving them away, and buying this toy and that toy, fixing them up and giving them away again. And it's been a long time. And yes, I have worked with some of my AC things and replacing motors with digital decoders and such, but yeah, it's really cool. I am very grateful, because I have got another cool HST, and these three old French, and it's new companies, Meccano. I've never owned Meccano stock before, so I'm very, they're sturdy rollers. They have some meat to them rolling, and they say quality. They really do say quality. I don't have any foreknowledge of Meccano, other than it was one of the forerunners of the modern Hornby. But these are really cool. I don't know if that type of coupler is original to them from the company Meccano. I just need to find, or if worse comes to worse, jury rig, and put a modern coupler on it that it can link up with that 241, the French 241. But I think together they make a gorgeous set. So very thrilled, because I went there to meet people and wasn't expecting gifts. So to get gifts is nice enough, and to get really cool cars and a really cool HST is really something special. I get a little stunned when that happens. Somebody gifts you something and just says, hey, I had these and thought of you. So yeah, I'm really motivated. I want that HST running, so I don't know if I'll get to it this week. I've got a lot on my plate this week, and even the next couple of months, but this is going to be in the back of my mind nonstop. I am still trying to work on the layout and solve the problems on the whether to put ground or some kind of retaining wall in. I'm still trying to work on that. And I've also got a new Matt Clark series coming out that I am working on and writing, voices to record, videos to produce, and then I've got a video on Sparky's meet and greet that I'll be working on this week. And I do have another gift video with a special reveal that I'm going to try to get out by the end of the week. So on that note, I want to thank you, Dave. It was really cool to meet you. You've got a cool channel. You're very popular and beloved on YouTube. And it was nice burning your ears, which I've been kicking myself in the butt for ever since came home. Just I'd go to Joyce, God, I didn't shut up. But thank you for not walking away, and for the wonderful gifts. These are really, really cool. So, auf Wiedersehen, choose happy trains. Take care, everybody.